How expensive is Irvine? Can I afford to live in Irvine? I'm gonna help you to answer all the questions. I think most people trying to move here try to figure out how expensive Irvine is, whether they can afford it. The average home value price is around $50,000. I mean, most people find it pretty expensive because compared to the US average, definitely it's way higher. So it depends on which part of the country they're moving from. If they're moving from like a North Cal, like Bay Area, then for them it's like, okay, they definitely feel like it's more manageable because up there, the housing market is even more expensive. And in terms of income, it's higher than Southern California as well. But if you are coming from Texas, probably be a shock, like consider how much more they need to pay, but how little space they can get in Irvine. Despite the really pricey housing, there are a lot of things Irvine has to offer. For one, it's the good weather. It's very mild and very constant throughout the year. It doesn't rain a lot. And second of all is the safety. Irvine has been rated as like one of the safest city for 15 years, like consecutive. That's a hard record to break or even to match. That they know that they're gonna have good weather, the kids gonna in a very good school and very safe environment. Safety and educations are priceless. People are willing to pay the high price just for that. If you're thinking about considering about moving to Irvine, you probably know your reason why, the motivation. We just need to help you to make some compromise, to give some in order to get some. As far as Irvine is concerned, the safety and good school has always been the driver for the family who are relocating here. But during COVID time, there are additional motivation for those movers come to Irvine. Nowadays, families are working from home and kids are doing the remote learning, so all the access to outdoor space or closer to nature become a factor more important than before. So according to bestplace.net, compared to US cost of living, Irvine's cost of living is 212 versus the national average index 100. Housing cost index is 456. Healthcare cost is 89. Grocery is on par with the US average. Utility is 98. Transportation is 129. And the Irvine median income is $96,000. For a family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 children, your estimated monthly expense can break down as follows. Housing cost is around $1,900. Your food bill is $845. Childcare, you're expecting around $1,300. Transportation, around $1,300 as well. Healthcare expense, $890. Your taxes is around $1,300. And other necessities, around $200. So totally, your monthly expense, you're looking at $8,600. Family moving to Irvine, majority of them, they are family with young kids. Most of the time, they are both working couples. So in Irvine, other than the housing cost, another common surprise is how expensive the childcare here is. Like here for the 5-day, full-day daycare, you're looking at around $1,300. Depends on how old your child is. If it's like an infant or toddler, you're expecting to pay $100 or $200 more per month. As it gets older, probably $100 less. Even after you go to the public school, for the working parents, the school hour actually is not that long, especially when the kids are younger. You still need to pay for the after-school care. For after-school care, you probably can expect, again, it depends on how old they are, but on average, you can expect per child is around $600 a month. Okay, so when I help my client, they come from other part of the states moving to Irvine, at first they are concerned when they look at this, how much money they buy for like the number, the square footage. It's much smaller than what they used to, where they have like single family home. But they make a decision that for the safety and all the good education is worth it, so they do it anyway. But after they move here, it becomes like a total lifestyle change. Because back then they might have a bigger house, but all they do is they just hunker down in the house. They don't do anything. Once they move to Irvine, they get to make more friends or go through the same life stage, neighbors. They become more social, and also there are so many outdoor of activity and all the open space, they end up become more active. They go out more. And with a newer home layout, even the number might look smaller, but inside with the all open space concept, it actually more user-friendly. It doesn't feel that crunch. They thought they're gonna feel like, oh, we're in the box, but actually they're really happy they make that decision. They actually like the new lifestyle here in Irvine. Personally, we don't have a big backyard, but what my kids end up doing is that we were out biking, hiking a lot. He goes to the basketball courts, go to the swimming pool in that community and hang out with the kids. Even during COVID time, there's just so much open spaces out there and people respect the social distancing. My kids never complain that our space is too small or we don't have a big backyard because there's so much public open spaces out there and my kids love it. I know you're thinking about moving to Irvine for the safety and good school. There's a huge spectrum of Irvine homes. I will help you find your home of your dream in Irvine that you can raise your family and you can afford.